What is up, FBG fam? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. So for today's video, I wanted to talk about something that I find to be extremely important, and I haven't actually seen anybody talk about it, and there might be a reason why, which we'll get into here in just a second, but it is in reference to one of the Raiden Shogun's constellations. Now, it's one constellation in particular, and it's not a constellation that's going to ruin or spoil anything for you because it's a constellation that all characters receive, and that is in reference to the talent upgrade when it comes to their elemental skill and their elemental burst, right? Every Genshin Impact character in the game, when you're obtaining constellations, whether it be their C3 or their C5, it upgrades their elemental burst or it upgrades their elemental skill. Now, dependent on said character, it's either going to be their C3 that upgrades their elemental burst, or it upgrades their elemental skill talent level, where you can get the maximum upgrade for it, right? So what am I getting at? Where is this all leading? Well, for the Raiden Shogun, when it comes to her constellations, at C3, it actually allows you to upgrade her elemental burst. For me, this is such an important piece of information because you may or may not know the Raiden Shogun, the main source of her damage, basically where her whole gameplay is going to be centered around for the most part, is going to be around her elemental burst. So being able to have the upgrade be on her C3 and not her C5, to me at least, in my opinion, is extremely important. And that obviously means that you don't have to go as deep to try and upgrade the elemental burst talent, which means you'll then be able to obviously do more damage because you can upgrade it further. Now, I think the reason why there might be some people not speaking about this in particular or have mentioned it is because it does require you to go into constellations. It does require you to go deep in a sense. So this is obviously going to be information catered to individuals that plan on dumping a lot of primos on the Raiden Shogun, which I think a lot of people are looking to do that. I think people have been saving and are ready to unload their primos, unload their intertwined fates on such a character like the Raiden Shogun. I think they've been waiting for that. I know I have. And I have mentioned in a video past that the constellations on the Raiden Shogun are actually extremely valuable. So if you were planning on going to C3 or beyond, you're going to be picking up a lot of value along the way. The C1 is going to be a constellation that's going to allow your ult to hit harder. C2 is a constellation that is just going to allow you to do more damage overall and hit harder. And then C3, we just talked about, upgrading the elemental burst talent to the max, is just going to be extremely valuable in my opinion, of course. So basically, on your way to C3, you're just really turning your Raiden Shogun into an extremely hard hitter, more oriented towards the DPS side, but you still have the supporting capabilities within her elemental skill and her elemental burst as well, so, and passive. So there's just a lot of value going into constellations on the Raiden Shogun. So if there was ever a character to get constellations on, you're definitely picking the right one if you're planning on doing that. Now, the other reason why I found this piece of information to be extremely important and valuable is because I was taking a look at some other characters that are either centered around their ult when it comes to their gameplay style, or that's their main source of damage. And there were a few characters that I went ahead and took a look at in particular, one of them being Zhongli. So if you take a look at Zhongli, we take a look at his constellations, and his elemental burst, the planet Befall, is at C5. Another character that I was taking a look at whose ult hits extremely hard is Tartaglia's, or Child. His ult, or elemental burst, the upgrade talent, is at C5. So you can see that two characters that are arguably have the hardest hitting ults in the game, to be able to upgrade it to the max, you would have to go to C5 on. Now, keep in mind, this is still if this information is what will be upon official release of the Raiden Shogun. Upon official release, if MiHoYo wanted to, they can flip-flop the C3 to the C5, and that's where the elemental burst upgrade will be at. And this is also taking into account that the flip-flop for C2 and C4 is accurate. That can all change, and this is all from a fan-made website, so please take it with a grain of salt. Massive shout out to Honey Hunter World, by the way. Now, another character that I was looking at also is Xiao. If we take a look at Xiao, whose gameplay really centers around his ult, his maximum upgrade level for the elemental burst is at C5. Also, another character that I was just happening to take a look at was Albedo. Albedo was another character that his ult does a lot of damage and is a really good elemental burst, and that is at C5 as well. So you can see that there are some really strong elemental burst characters that are either centered around that or is one of the hardest hitting elemental bursts in the game, and it's all at C5, which means you have to go a little bit further to try and get that upgrade so you can max it out. So with the Raiden Shogun being at C3, in my opinion, is a fantastic W, and one that we should be celebrating because it's really good. It's really good, and it's something to where if you were planning on going deep, well, you don't have to go as deep, because to be honest with you, once that you get that C3, and I mean, I think that would be as far as you would have to go, in my opinion. Once you get that, you're solid. I mean, even if you just wanted to go to the C2, you would be perfectly fine. But once again, that's if you have the means to, and once again, that's if you were planning on going that deep in the first place. So keep that all in mind, and then taking into account whether you're going to go for the weapon or not. These are all things to consider, but like I mentioned, if you were planning on going deep, this is a good character to do that on. Now, of course, there are other characters who have amazing elemental bursts, or their gameplay is centered around that. One that comes to mind is Venti. His is at C3, which is fantastic. Another one is Mona. I believe hers is at C3. So there are other characters that are in the game whose, you know, elemental burst is absolutely fantastic, or their gameplay centered around it, and it's C3, which is amazing. It's really amazing, because that's what you want. If your character, that's, you know, where they're built around. Obviously, if it's their elemental skill, you would want it to be flip-flop. But in this case with the Raiden Shogun, I think this is a massive W, and I hope this remains the same. But I want to get your guys' take down in the comments below. I want to know what you guys think and your opinions on this. And let me know how you feel, and let me know, you know, if you were planning on going deep, or, you know, if you were planning on just getting one copy and calling it a day. I mentioned, as a free-to-play player, you should probably just go for the one copy and save for future characters. That is my recommendation and my advice. But at the end of the day, it's your account, and you do as you please. I'm just here to provide you as much information on the Raiden Shogun as possible. And thank you guys so much for all the support on the videos as of late. It's been incredible. I've been having such a good time making these videos, as it's something that I really enjoy. I look forward to making these videos for you, especially about the Raiden Shogun. And if you want to go ahead and catch my streams, you can follow me over at twitch.tv/furtherbeyondgaming, where I stream my prep for the Raiden Shogun, getting her artifacts and talent books, and we co-op together. It's a really good time over there. And one last news, this just came through. I just seen this. Massive shout out to everybody that has supported me over on Twitch. We just reached the affiliate status. We just got the affiliate status as of today. As of this recording, I just got an email saying that I unlocked the affiliate status, or I can become an affiliate now with Twitch. Amazing. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Thank you guys so much for everything that you do for me, and cannot wait to see you in the next one. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. And until next time, my boys, until next time, it's your homie Cody GT, and I'm out. Bye, guys.